Okay, now we're recording.
Cool. Edit point.
Yeah. Are we doing this thing?
Yeah, let's do this thing.
Okay, we're doing this thing.
Yeah, Couch Gag.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Couch Gag.
Motherfucker.
Oh, we're getting right into the
It's going to be one of those podcasts.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Well, now I know it's going to be one of those podcasts.
Yeah, let's watch The Simpsons and get our dicks sucked.
Whoa, we're going to get our dick sucked?
No, we're not.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Couch Gag. My name's Andrew Ingram.
And I'm Ryan Pacheco.
And this is the podcast where we're going to watch every episode of The Simpsons and then talk to you about it.
It's going to be a very long project.
Yep.
Are we going to watch the movie too at some point?
Sure. Well, maybe we should watch the movie at the point. I mean, because that was what, like 15 seasons in or more?
It was 2008, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the show came out in what, 89?
89 was, well, before that.
Well,
like
right. It was
87, but the first 30-minute episode was in 89.
Right.
The one we just watched.
Yeah. So, yeah, but that's where we're starting. So let's say when we're 20 seasons in, that's when we'll watch that's where we'll watch the movie.
2 more years and they're going to be at, like, what, 30?
Yeah, I think I remember a couple years ago they had to renegotiate their contracts and they were going to end it.
I remember that.
And they said, well, we offered them all of the money.
we still have baseball bats with which to beat this dead horse.
So we're gonna keep going. Supposedly, like, the episodes coming out these days are pretty good.
I like them.
Yeah, I haven't been watching. So guys, yeah, we're gonna call the show not Coach Gag.
Yeah, that's the podcast for when we decide to watch Coach.
Oh, are we going to watch Coach next?
Yeah, the next project is we're going to watch all of Coach.
In 5 years after we're done with this podcast?
Yep.
Yeah, so, no, we're calling the show Couch Gag, because, of course, every episode of The Simpsons has a different joke at the end of the theme song.
Except for the episode we just watched.
Right, because it was the pilot episode, the Christmas
Simpsons Roasting
special.
on an Open Fire.
Yep. The episode in which they get Santa's little helper.
Yay!
It was nice.
A nice family pet.
There was almost no child abuse in this episode.
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost none.
So, before we get into the episode, should we just talk about our relationship with The Simpsons? Like,
sure.
Where we're coming from?
You start.
Okay. I like The Simpsons. I have watched maybe a season total of the 20-odd seasons that are out now.
Oh my God.
I've watched probably... Well, no, that's probably not true. I've probably watched 40 or 50 episodes total. So 3 seasons maybe.
Okay.
But very few of them consecutive.
Sure.
I wasn't allowed to watch it when I was little. And even when I got older, I didn't have like a TV in my room, and my parents didn't care for it. So if we were, watching TV as a family, we just, like, even when I was in high school, I just wasn't able to watch it while it was on.
Right.
So,
it just wasn't on your radar.
Exactly. Like, I always enjoyed it. I always thought it was fun, but just didn't watch it very often.
I see.
Yeah.
I started watching it when I was 13, and now I'm all caught up.
You've watched everything?
I have seen, maybe with a few exceptions from these most recent seasons, I have seen every episode of The Simpsons.
Good God, man.
I love The Simpsons.
Yeah.
I have a shrine in my room with a life-sized cardboard stand-up of Homer Simpson.
Yeah, that's... might be unhealthy. For our listeners, I proposed this podcast, but I have a feeling that it's going to become a passion project of Ryan's.
It's like, finally, I get to talk about this without being bullied.
Yeah. Well, were you bullied for liking The Simpsons?
Oh, I mean, I was bullied for liking a thing.
that much.
Yeah, for being that into a thing.
For liking anything.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a couple of years younger than me, so is like hipsterism already a thing? Like by the time
it was getting there.
Yeah.
The building blocks for being a hipster were definitely in place.
Like what? You like something?
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Ooh, this guy's got emotions and fucking feelings about shit.
Ryan, were you emo?
I was not. I was literally this forever.
You were just as obsessed with Taylor Swift in high school.
Yeah.
That's real sad, buddy.
Hey,
actually, it's less sad then. It's more sad now.
At least I have a bit of consistency.
Yeah. I guess, should we tell the listeners who we are? I assume no one's gonna listen.
Why do they care?
I don't know why they care. I don't know. Listen, I don't know why I care about the 20 podcasts I listen to.
We're two people watching The Simpsons, and you're listening to us talk about it. You're not gonna look up our stand-up comedy.
That's literally what I've done with so many podcasts. That was a funny guest.
Yeah.
I bet they're funny in real life.
Yeah, no, it's just you doing that.
Yeah, no, is it just me? Is it really?
No, probably not. I'm sure there's an audience.
Are there any podcasts you listen to religiously that you have no idea the other stuff those people do?
Mean Boys a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you not watched Tyler, our friend Tyler James, who's probably going to be our first guest for the next episode? He clued me in on the Burn Booth project.
He did show me a couple of Burn Booths.
Those are pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also don't know much. I really like Last Podcast on the Left.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about the hosts outside of that podcast.
Are they comedians or are they just
I want to say yes.
Oh, okay.
I want to say they are comedians.
Yeah. They're coming here soon.
They are.
Go see them. Yeah.
On 420.
420. So now you know which city we live in.
There's an episode of The Simpsons where Homer gets stoned as shit.
On 420?
I mean, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets a prescription.
Oh, well,
weed.
Yeah, that's not surprising. They got to tackle every... Listen, they're running out of things to talk about.
They have an episode where Bart is a robot.
Yeah. Was that a Treehouse of Horror episode or what?
No, there's a joke in one of the later episodes about how they're running out of ideas and they're singing a song about it, like maybe someone is a robot and do 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 do.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Should we get into the episode?
Yes, the Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire, Season 1, Episode 1.
The pilot.
The pilot.
Now, there had been Simpsons before this.
Yes, the Tracy Ullman shorts.
Yes. Now, those were just on the Tracy Ullman show.
Mm-hmm.
Just an angry dad choking out his kids.
Yep.
Mostly. That's what they were, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. We'll get into those on a special bonus episode or something.
I would say that, at least in the beginning, the main character was mostly Bart.
Yeah.
It sort of switched over to Homer now.
Right.
Being, the main dude, but it was Bart for the longest time.
Right. Well, I memean, certainly in the first few seasons, absolutely. I mean, all of the product placement, the Butterfinger BBs, the Bart man, the hey man,
eat my shorts.
Yeah, eat my shorts. All of that was
don't have a cow, man. I had a T-shirt. I still have a T-shirt that I hung on my wall now in the Simpsons shrine that says "Don't have a cow, man."
Oh,
I'd say it's a fun shirt.
I don't know Okay, so you're saying shrine and cow, and so I'm assuming it's like a Buddhist thing.
Yes, very Buddhist.
Or Hindu, I guess. Sorry, Buddhists and Hindus.
It's Buddhist in the aspect that a lot of it is dedicated to a fat guy.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just get into this episode.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know, man. Let's see. Should we go chronologically by what happened in the episode, or should we just talk about what we liked and what we didn't like, or?
I mean, we can do both of those things.
Oh, okay. I like how there's almost no character development for Lisa in this episode.
Yeah,
but it's almost nothing. But she's very clearly smarter than everyone else.
Yeah.
And passionate about weird things.
Yeah, she's like, she has one line about, like, talking to Selma about, like, by insulting my father, you're insulting me because you da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, it was very insightful and brilliant.
Yeah, just one line of, like, brilliance.
Yep. And she does the very first thing that happens in the show is her doing some sort of South Pacific dance in a grab skirt that did not cover her second grader bits.
I think she was wearing yellow pants, which we all know was a mistake.
Yeah, that was a poor decision on Matt Groening's part. I'm gonna blame him.
Yeah. And she was also wearing one of those, like, big coconut bras.
Yeah, it was like, you don't need that.
Yeah, you're 8.
Yeah. Was she? Didn't they level up at one point?
I don't think so.
No, I thought there was a season where they got
There are
older.
some episodes where we get a glimpse into the future.
Sure.
Where they're, like, in their 30s or whatever.
Yeah.
But aside from that, they had the Lisa's birthday episode, but she was turning 8.
So, she's in second grade. How old are you if you're 6 in first grade? 7, and so she'd be 7.
Yeah.
She'd be 7, and then she turns 8.
Sure.
Probably.
Yeah, like that's how it would have to be for the Lisa's birthday episode to make sense.
Here's my plan for getting a lot of listeners. We're just wrong all the time. And then people write us and get pissed off.
Yeah.
So
did you know that the Simpsons are yellow because Matt Groening loved mustard? It was his favorite condiment. And so he made condiment people.
Oh my god. I guess we're lucky.
And that is a fact.
I guess we're lucky he didn't really love ketchup, because that would have been way more racist.
Yeah, that, or like...
I guess that's equally racist. He could have really been sticking it to the Asians with this yellow motif.
Yeah, he was like, look how dumb they are. Could barely drive.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would buy that.
Do you know the real reason why they're yellow?
No, why?
Like, for realsies? It's, I had read that when Matt Groening was creating the show, he was planning on people, like, channel surfing and, like, just flipping through channels, and it would catch their attention if they see, like, a bunch of yellow against a bunch of other colors.
Oh, yeah, I mean, just, that's the science of the brain, I guess. That's why fire trucks are red.
Yeah, this show is written by mathematicians.
Yeah, that's true.
And Harvard graduates.
Yeah. Which is real sad how dumb it is sometimes.
Yeah, this first episode particularly I thought was very dumb. Like they just haven't sort of gotten comfortable with themselves yet. They're still trying to figure out. Right.
There's some very much like wearing his influences on his sleeves, which were kind of, well, it's a James L. Brooks was one of the executive producers, and there are pieces of James L. Brooks shows in this episode. You know, there's a lot of the sitcom tropes that he created kind of weave their way into this. You know, there's the Homer can't afford a Christmas tree, so he goes out in the forest and cuts one down. You know that.
Yeah, the Christmas lights on his house not working, and the neighbors being really great.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. You know what I did like about this episode a lot, which doesn't always come across in The Simpsons that I've seen. Homer is really trying to do the right thing by his family.
Yeah, like
really hard. He's so the conflict in this episode is it's Christmas time and the Simpsons need gifts.
Yep.
And
because that's the true meaning of Christmas.
That's the true meaning. They weren't beating around the bush. It was like, we know what you're in it for.
Things.
There wasn't even a discussion of
material
anything else.
Things.
But they Marge has been hiding money in her hair all year, so Homer doesn't spend it, and they can buy gifts for the kids.
Yep.
But Bart fucks it up and gets himself a tattoo. And
that says moth.
That says moth. He tried to get a mother tattoo, and Marge stopped him. And so they have to pay for the laser surgery, which this is, what, fucking 89?
Yeah.
So laser removal surgery would have been very expensive.
Very expensive, and I thought it was odd that the doctor asked for cash up front.
Yeah, I also thought it was weird. Wasn't that doctor also in the mall that he had gotten
that's a mall doctor. They went to the mall doctor.
They went to the mall doctor for... I like the idea that it's right next door. It's a tattoo parlor, tattoo removal parlor right next door.
Yep, they know how to plan their shops in Springfield.
Yeah, so... there goes all the Christmas money. All the Christmas money.
And Homer doesn't get his Christmas bonus at work.
We don't see...
the nuclear plant.
Yeah, we don't see his boss in this episode.
Yes, we do. Just briefly. We get to see Mr. Burns for a second sitting at his desk talking into a microphone.
Oh, okay. I must have blinked or something.
I think you were on Facebook.
Oh, that's probably what happened.
Yeah.
Because I heard... His voice was definitely in it, but I didn't remember seeing him there. Was Smithers with him?
Smithers' voice was there.
But not Smithers.
Not Smithers. The first time we see Smithers, he's black.
Oh.
Yeah.
I look forward to this.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's interesting that they went back on that.
Yeah, they were like, you know what? A black assistant? Come on.
Do you think it was... Do you think it was racist, or do you think they were trying to not be racist by not portraying a black character in such a negative light as Smithers?
I don't know. I feel like they don't really have a problem with portraying people of color in a negative light.
That's a good point.
Look at Apu.
Oh, hi. My roommate just walked in. You're good, man.
We're on a set, man.
Yeah, we're
just talking about the Simpsons in here.
Yep.
That's a nice microphone.
Oh, thank you.
Edit point.
All right. Yes, the Simpsons can for sure be racist.
Yeah. Look at Apu.
Yeah, Apu is the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah.
Or comic book guy. He's racist towards nerds.
Yeah.
Nerds have had it too easy for too long.
Worst racism ever.
Yeah. So basically, Homer doesn't get his bonus because Mr. Burns is evil, and so he decides to get a job as a mall Santa.
Yep. Because Barney is like. Who frequents Moe's bar?
Yes. We did see Moe's in this episode.
I think the character that has changed the least since this first episode is Moe.
Maybe.
Besides like the color of his apron and stuff, he's like the same guy.
Well, there was that episode. Didn't he and Marge run away together for like an episode?
I don't remember if they ran away together, but I do know that Moe has the hots for Marge.
Yeah, like hardcore.
Yeah, he calls her Midge.
Yeah. Well, he hasn't, and Groundskeeper Willie really hasn't changed very much either.
Groundskeeper Willie.
Yeah.
Turn off the nozzle at the end of the house.
But yeah, so they.
Homer's a mall Santa.
Yeah, Homer's a mall Santa. Good God, I had a stroke. I had a stroke, everyone.
Best podcast ever.
Yeah, so Homer's a mall Santa. He's, and Bart's just hanging out at the mall with Milhouse, and he's like, hey, I bet you won't go sit down there on Santa's lap because we're a little too old for this. Isn't that funny?
Classic 80s humor.
Yep. And so Bart goes down and sits on his lap and pulls his beard. He's like, oh, God, Homer!
Yeah.
Because he calls his dad Homer.
He's very formal.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Or he just has no respect for him.
So Homer's like, look, I'm trying to cover up for your mistake, man.
Yeah.
Just trying to provide presents for the family for Christmas. Which, if you're Bart at this point, you got a tattoo, I'd say no presents for Bart. What a piece of shit.
He gave himself his own present, and he had to get it removed.
Yeah, everyone else's present was not having to look at his stupid fucking tattoo.
This is moth. He loves moths.
So, yeah. So, first off, was Barney's name something else in this episode? I thought it was something different.
I think it's Barney.
Is it Barney? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Barney's like, hey, turns out the Santas only make $13.
Yeah.
After taxes.
Yeah, after taxes and having to pay for the Santa Claus classes and the costume. And so with the $13, Homer and Bart take that money to a dog track.
Yeah.
Like a dog race.
Yeah, to win some Christmas money. Because as Bart puts it, if television's taught him everything, miracles always happen for poor people at Christmas.
Yep. And Barney is there. It was his idea to go to the dog track.
That's right.
And he was like, I'm going to bet on that one, number 6. And then suddenly, one of the dogs in the race is replaced by a dog named Santa's Little Helper.
Yep.
Homer takes this as a sign. And it fails him.
Yep.
It was not a sign.
Santa's Little Helper loses horribly.
He didn't even finish the race.
No, he did not.
They waited there for him to finish, and he never did.
Yeah. So as it's so sad. It's really the saddest moment in this cartoon is Homer and Bart looking through all the discarded tickets for
I was
winning.
Thinking
that's
too.
super fucking dark,
I was
man.
like, that's so dark.
Because you know that happened to somebody on that writing staff.
Yeah.
Somebody on that writing staff's father took them to the dog track.
When he was 10, it was just like, let's look for money on the ground.
Like, they didn't have money to get home. They didn't have gas money. That struck me as a very real moment.
Yeah.
But as they're looking on the ground, you hear Moe's voice, actually, because they couldn't afford
coming out of another character.
Because they couldn't afford enough actors. And Moe is shouting at Santa's Little Helper to go on, get!
Yeah.
You lousy.
You never win no races, never. You never get anything.
Exactly. And
that's my Moe impression.
Good job, buddy. It's better than...
You ain't never gonna get no nothing.
At some point on this podcast, we'll have to play those recordings that Moe is based off of. Have you seen those?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, those are great. We'll have to play them sometime. So anyway, Santa's Little Helper jumps into Homer's arms.
Yep.
And licks his face. And they're like, oh, Dad, can we keep him?
He's a loser.
Yeah, just like a Simpson.
Just like a Simpson.
Yep. So...
they take him home.
They take him on home where Selma and what's the other sister's? Patty.
Usually they're referred to as Patty and Selma in that order.
Selma. Yeah. Marge's twin sisters who are the worst.
They're twins with each other, not with Marge.
Not with Marge. Yeah, then they'd be triplets.
Yep.
Yeah, but Patty and Selma are the worst.
They really are.
Chain smoking, catty bitches.
Yeah.
Sorry to any catty bitches who are offended by that phrasing.
They're really some of my least favorite characters, but they have some of the best episodes.
Well, I think they're characters that are there for you to hate.
Yeah.
If you were on their side, you're wrong.
Right. I can't remember if it was Patty or Selma. I love the episode where she marries Sideshow Bob.
I haven't seen that one yet.
She also marries Troy McClure.
Okay.
Like, hi, I'm Troy McClure. Phil Hartman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She
marries a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, doesn't that eventually become a running gag? Like, isn't she like a Black Widow or something? Or she's like getting all their money in the divorces or something?
Yeah, she gets hella paid from divorces.
Yeah.
And then Selma is a lesbian.
You know, good for them. You know, men have had it. Speaking as a divorced man, we've had it too good for too long.
Really good to get knocked down a peg.
Now I'm sad.
Well, then we should watch another episode of The Simpsons to make you happy.
I guess. Should probably keep talking, though. We've only been doing this for 24 minutes.
Oh, all right. What else do you want to
talk about? Well, what were the moments that stuck out to you in this episode? What did you enjoy the most?
What did I enjoy the most? Probably, there's a lot. That's a big question.
Yeah. Well, we've got time, Ryan. It turns out you can talk about more than one thing.
What?
Yeah, I'll go first. I think mine is, even though we don't get to see it a lot, we see Lisa's my favorite character in The Simpsons, And I like that we see beginnings of kind of... They already had in mind where her character was going.
Right.
She's the only one who knows fucking anything in this. I guess Marge also knows what's going on, but at least most of the time she's got some real counterproductive ideas. Whereas Lisa, sure, she's a bleeding heart liberal, but she's empathetic. She cares about people. She cares about being smart and her education and being a good person, and not a whole lot of other people in this show are like that.
I really liked pointing out all the little like continuancy. That's not a word, is it? Continuity.
Yeah.
The little continuity discrepancies. Like Flanders, as far as we know from this first episode, has one child, Todd.
Oh yeah.
Which is like, where's Rod?
Yeah.
The older brother.
Yeah. Well, and his wife is, at this point, alive. But she wasn't there. Unless this episode is taking place at some point further in the future. Because she's alive for a few seasons, right?
She is. She's around for a while.
Yeah. And then she dies. I remember thinking that, like, her death in the Treehouse of Horror episode, because that's I didn't see her other death episode. I only saw the Treehouse of Horror.
How did she die in Treehouse of Horror?
She got bit by a werewolf.
Oh right,
Yeah.
Was it a Flanders as the werewolf?
I can't remember. I think at the end,
because that definitely happened.
Yeah, he got turned into a werewolf, and then I think he killed her.
Oh okay.
Yeah.
See, the episode where she died for realsies was at a like a NASCAR kind of deal, and they were sitting way up in the back. Like, way in the rafters.
Did she fall off the back?
Homer was sitting in front of them, and the guy with the t-shirt gun was like, who wants a fucking t-shirt? And Homer's like, I do. And he looks on the ground and he's like, oh, a penny. And he bends down as the t-shirt shoots at him. Hits Maude Flanders, and she takes a dive.
But we're not there yet, folks. We got a lot of Simpsons to watch before we get there.
We'll talk about that in 70 weeks.
in a couple of years.
Yep.
Yeah. So, well, let's talk about where you'd like to see this podcast go. I know planning things for the future is not your forte, Ryan.
I am capable of looking at least 10 minutes into the future.
Yeah,
I'm more of a big picture guy.
Yeah, it's 4:15 in the afternoon as we're recording this, and Ryan woke up, I think, 10 minutes before he got in the car to come over here.
2 hours and 15 minutes ago,
yeah.
I awoke from my slumber.
Yep, so we've spent the last hour watching watching The Simpsons and recording this, and he spent 20 minutes driving here, so...
Yep.
You woke up like 40 minutes before you had to leave.
So we're all losing money.
Yep. No. You don't earn money ever doing anything.
What, you told me you would pay me to do this?
No. Why would I pay you?
I'm out of here!
Yeah, no, but what if... Okay, so, this is... easily one of your top 5 favorite shows. Easily. Like, maybe your favorite show, would you say?
I think so.
Yeah.
As far as, like, how integrated it is into my everyday
life and personality.
Yeah.
It's if only because Rick and Morty hasn't been around long enough to overtake it.
Yeah.
And won't be, because Dan Harmon's a crazy person.
Right. It would be The Office, the American Office.
Really?
If I had a job.
Okay. Because you could relate to it
more.
Then
I could relate to it more.
I don't know. I like The Office. Parks and Rec is just better.
I mean, sure, it's better written, but I have more memories associated, more nostalgia. Invested into The Office.
Okay, I guess that's true. The Office is your Star Wars. If you were me,
as sad as that is, yes.
Yeah, Star Wars should be your Star Wars, but really it's The Office.
That's what she said. Okay, that's gonna be my podcast. We'll talk about The Office on my podcast. But...
You can talk about The Office with Tyler, who I believe hates The Office.
Yeah.
So that might actually be more fun to listen to than this.
It's called The Office: Here's Why You're Wrong.
Now, here's okay. Listen up, Ryan. Here's why you're wrong.
Nothing gets more attention than will they, won't they sexual tension.
And they just throw that out the window.
It's
season 4
everywhere.
All right, what else? Jesus Christ! I feel like we should stretch this for at least another 10 minutes.
You want to know where we wanted to go with the podcast?
Yeah, where are we going?
I don't. All the way.
All the way.
Yeah. And we'll have to do like an extra special episode for like the movie.
Yeah.
We should do special episodes for the Halloween ones, the Treehouse.
Oh yeah, that would be fun.
Because there's 3 stories in each of those to talk about.
Oh, so you're saying take an episode to talk about each story, or
no? Like take one episode, talk about all 3 stories, but
okay.
have it be like 3 times as long as your
average episode. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah, right now we've been talking for about half an hour.
And we're about spent.
Yeah, so these Treehouse of Horror episodes would be like an hour and a half.
Yeah, I can buy that. I would like to do, pick like one, if we enjoy doing this, where we get good at it and we keep doing it, I would like to take a month out of every year and do a Futurama month.
Ooh, okay.
Where like we do 4 Futurama episodes, and in theory, I haven't done the math, but there are 6 seasons of, how many seasons of Futurama? Like 7.
Counting the new seasons, I think it's near like 9 or 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe we'll catch up eventually.
Yeah.
If we do a month a year. Yeah.
This is a very like big investment. This podcast.
Yeah. Well, I figure what we can do is we can, like today we're just doing 1 episode, but if we just hang out for an afternoon every week and watch an episode, do a podcast, watch another episode, do another podcast. We only have to do it once every 2 weeks, or we could just double up forever and. When we get in a fight, we don't have to see each other for a while.
He didn't like the monorail episode. Now we're fighting.
Now we're in a fight. Ryan, we're in a fight. Next time I yell at you for being 2 hours late to something we're trying to shoot.
Just like, God damn it. This is because you didn't like the monorail episode. Monorail. What's that word? Monorail. One more time. Monorail.
This is proprietary, Ryan. We can't actually sing anything from the show or quote it.
Damn it.
Yeah.
We can barely pull off the name Couch Gag.
Yeah. Well, okay, guys. What I wanted to name the show was the Duffman Chronicles, but I'm a little worried we'll get sued.
Duffman has the copyright on that name.
Yeah, because clearly this is going to get big enough for Matt Groening to give a shit.
Matt Groening talks about, like, going to, like, smaller towns and stuff and seeing, like, the Simpsons products that they have, like T-shirts or mugs or whatever, and being like, we're not seeing a single dime off of any of this, are we?
Probably not. Not if you're stopping at a truck stop.
Mexicans just love to put Bart Simpson on their T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's snarky and fun.
He's so snarky.
Yeah. I think part of the reason I was turned off to The Simpsons, I think when I was little, because I wasn't allowed to watch it anyway, but I watched all sorts. I wasn't allowed to watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I watched it anyway. So weird. Well, I wanted to punch people when I watched the show.
That's not the show's fault.
Yeah, but, but my parents recognized that, when you watch this...
Yeah, Ninja Turtles is a trigger.
You become a dick, so maybe don't watch that anymore. But, I think little boys... As a little boy, I wanted to identify with Bart, but Lisa was clearly more like me, and I was like, but Lisa's a girl.
Yeah.
And I think by the time I got older and was like, Lisa's... definitely the coolest character in the show as far as I'm concerned. Or as far as the main family. I like
Grandpa.
Grandpa's pretty cool. Grandpa fought in a war.
He did. He fought in a war. He was part of the shoot, what was it called? Hellfire fish something.
I don't remember.
Hellfish, flying hellfish.
Flying hellfish.
Something like that.
Was he like a door gunner or something?
It was him and a group of other Simpsons characters in the war found a bunch of like old Hitler paintings or something that were going to be worth like millions and millions of dollars, and the deal was whoever lives the longest gets to keep the money. And so it was finally down to Grandpa and Mr. Burns.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And
Just
Mr. Burns is never going to die because, as we all know, he has every single disease on the planet.
Trying to push through one door. We call it Three Stooges syndrome.
Yep.
They've insinuated that he's well over 150 years old.
Yeah. He's basically a vampire.
Yeah. Do you remember the first episode of The Simpsons you ever watched?
Funny you should mention that. I think it is. I thought it was going to be the episode that we watched today because it's another dog track episode. I believe it's the one where Santa's little helper has puppies with that. With the poodle.
See my vest,
yeah,
made from real gorilla chest.
That's that one.
That's fun.
Yeah, it was.
That's a good one.
That was a good episode. What about you? Do you remember?
The first one I ever saw was about when everyone in Springfield joined a cult.
What?
Yeah, like this guy, like they call him the leader, and they're like handing out pamphlets at the airport, and everyone's like, this leader sounds nice, and it's basically like it's a cult, straight up a cult. They try to brainwash everybody.
Cool.
It was awesome. It was hilarious.
Cool. Yeah. Well, all right. We should wind down. Let's assume that we're gonna start putting these out every week.
Okay. What did we learn this week?
What did we learn this week? We learned that Homer actually wants to be a good father. I think that he's in, at least in this episode, he's aware of his failures as a dad.
Yeah.
Well, aware of his failures as a husband. And he wants to do well. He really does try. He tries very hard in this episode.
He does. He does try very hard.
And he fails because he's Homer Simpson.
Yep.
But,
it wouldn't be a very good show if he succeeded.
If he made things happen.
Yeah.
If he was making those buku bucks, The Simpsons would be boring.
Yep.
The Simpsons would be... I'm trying to think of another show. That's shitty.
It would be The Simpsons season, 18.
Oh, is The Simpsons season 18 real bad?
It takes a dip.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets better.
Yeah. Yeah. Who's okay, let me ask you this before we wrap up. I know this is meandering, folks. We're just learning how to do this. That's why we chose such a long fucking project.
Yeah.
Because by the end of it, we're going to be good at this.
There's so much to talk about.
There's literally no way we won't get to 10,000 hours eventually with this show. So what is your favorite thing about The Simpsons? Why do you love it so much?
Probably just the way it's written is so unlike anything I've ever seen.
Yeah.
In television before, except for The Honeymooners, I guess, in terms of what it's based on, just
right to the moon, Alice.
But it's not afraid to be silly, but also serious. A good example is the episode with where Homer meets his mom for the first time, and it's a funny episode and everything. My favorite bit in that whole thing is Homer first realizes his mother is alive. Grandpa, his dad, told him that she was dead.
Right.
And they're having a conversation at the graveyard where he thinks she's buried. And Homer's like, you should know something about me, Mom. I have a tendency to ruin heartfelt moments. And a pelican lands on his head and drops a fish into his pants and just starts flopping around in the front of his pants. And he's like, I'm sorry. And it's really funny, but then the episode ends with Homer just looking up into the night sky because his mother had to flee from the law.
Oh wow.
Because she's on the lam.
Cool.
Yeah, and it's very somber. It's very heartfelt. I think what makes The Simpsons my favorite show is how diverse it can be. It's just kind of all over the place as far as genre goes. Or
well, it's been on long enough that it can do whatever it wants.
Oh, anything it wants.
That's I'll say, a show like Big Bang Theory, it's not a good show. But they've been on long enough that they can do basically whatever they want and people are still going to watch it.
Yeah.
So I think there's power in that, but it also lends itself to laziness. Which
definitely happened, I think.
Yeah. And we'll get there, but not for a real long time.
Not for another 4 years.
Let's see. If we put one out every week, that's 52 episodes a year. How many episodes of The Simpsons are there approximately?
Oh my god.
Should we look it up? Look it up on your phone.
I can look it up. If I had to guess while I'm looking it up, I would say somewhere in the neighborhood of between 600 and 800 episodes, I would say. Maybe even 1,000. Let's see.
You were saying the only animated show that has a longer run is Arthur?
Arthur is the longest running animated show in American history.
And he's gonna get the axe. Hold on, wait. I'm gonna get on my soapbox. PBS is gonna get the axe because of politics.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Death to Big Bird. It says here, since its debut on December 17th, 1802, December 17th, 1989, The Simpsons has broadcast 615 episodes, and its 28th season premiered on September 25th, 2016.
Good lord.
Show holds several American television longevity records. It is the longest-running primetime animated series and longest-running sitcom in the United States.
Wow, it's considered a sitcom even though it's animated. Yeah. That's interesting.
I would consider it a sitcom.
Well, no, I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying that people who give out awards and such are usually sticklers and dickheads.
I guess, but have you seen how many Emmys The Simpsons has?
Yeah, at this point, do you think that Matt Groening could just melt them down and make a room gold? Just
probably a whole house.
Just paint his house gold with the melted Emmy gold.
He's gonna make a solid gold house and a rocket car
out of his Emmys.
That's also a Simpsons joke.
Oh, is it?
A solid gold house.
Nice.
Yeah.
I made a Simpsons joke and I didn't even know.
You're so good at this
That's
already.
how long the show's been going on. Every joke that can be made has already been made by The Simpsons.
Yep. It's like South Park said, Simpsons did it already.
Yep, shit.
There's nothing they haven't done. Have you heard about all the weird, conspiracy theories? They predicted 9/11 and, the Trump presidency and shit?
We should get into that on the next episode.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get into that later.
Because I would love to talk about that. There are some weird coincidences in that 9/11 episode.
Cool. So, well, guys, we'll save that for next time. I know I sound like I'm not interested, but I'm totally interested. I just don't want to I don't want to blow our load too soon. If you listen to this, thanks. We're just trying this out. If nobody listens to it, so what? But let's give them our Twitters. You should start tweeting more again because you're good,
right.
You're good at it.
No, you're right. I should start tweeting more. It's just I've just been so sad.
You've just been slaying so much pussy lately.
So much, and it's why doesn't anyone want to fuck me more than 4 times?
Yeah, well, it's because your dick's so big.
It's intimidating, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're like, you stretch me out so bad, I'm just ruined for everyone else. So get away from me.
It's like a shark trying to get inside a jellyfish.
That's a weird bit to end on.
Super weird.
Ryan, what's your Twitter handle?
I am at Ryan_Pacheco, Pacheco.
I fucking hate you for getting a normal Twitter handle.
I was thinking of changing it, but
why?
Now that I've plugged it and everything, that's been my Twitter handle forever.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, and it's normal. That's what you should shoot for. See, mine, Andrew Ingram, I'm at Drew Joker Ingram on Twitter.
Oh.
Yeah, see, that's not good. It's not good.
Okay.
At Andrew Ingram was already taken in the Army. My nickname was Joker because I was a photojournalist, like in
just like the Joker from Batman.
No, just like Full Metal Jacket, Ryan. So I was like, oh yeah, Drew Joker Ingram, and then I started doing comedy.
Yeah.
And now it's just. It's just embarrassing, but hey, it's what I've got, and I haven't figured out how to change it without losing my followers.
How would you feel? This might be sort of somewhat hurtful.
Okay.
But how would you feel about ending every episode with a prank call to a bar?
I don't think we can do that anymore. That's a very good idea. That's a very good idea.
Like, I'm looking for Amanda Hug and Kiss.
Amanda Hug and Kiss. We could call so we're going to the Zodiac later. I'm assuming you're going tonight.
That's a bar. It's a local bar and venue
where we do open mics. We just call Ariel is probably working right now.
Yeah.
We could call Ariel. Do you have the Zodiac's number in your phone?
I do not.
Me either.
Next week.
Maybe we'll start that next week. I do like the idea. I'm just not sure it works in the era of cellular technology.
Yeah.
Right.
I was even making a joke about that earlier. Like, Homer handed Marge the phone, and I was like, what's that weird cord attached to the phone?
Like, oh, no, Ryan. Remember when you were little? Like, real little.
Like, real little, and the phone was attached to the wall?
Yeah.
Bananas.
It was weird. It was like a thing from a bygone era.
You didn't even know who was calling until you picked up the phone?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Once again, I'm Andrew Ingram.
I'm Ryan Pacheco.
And this has been Couch Gag. Thanks for listening.
Ha! Dope!